to a new edition of Terrier News. I'm Cameron.
And I'm Abby, and here are our stories.
This year's boys golf team has been rocking and rolling this year.
This year for the golf team, they were able to get far and get out of regionals.
Thomas Taylor, Drew Hudgens, and Riley Cocker played in the sectional match yesterday, and Drew tied for 10th place and won the final spot in a 5-person playoff and will be going to state.
The state game will start this Friday and Saturday.
Well, normally for practice, I'll go to the golf course. I'll hit some putts. I'll go to the range. I'll spend about an hour there. I'll usually go play 9 holes after that and then go home. Yeah, it felt good to make it to state, but I did not play super well at sectionals, and it was a bit of a struggle to get out. My grandpa, he's always at all my golf matches, yelling at me when I do bad.
Good luck to Drew Hudgens as he will compete this weekend in the state match. Last weekend there was a charity event called Drive for Your Community held by Vogler Forward here in Carbondale.
This charity event was held to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club located in town by the old high school.
This is a unique charity event where people can come out and test drive new cars, fill out a survey, and Ford will donate $20 in your name to the Boys and Girls Club.
Their goal is to raise $6,000 and get at least 300 people to participate.
Ford has a program, it's called Drive for Your Community, and it's a fundraiser where people come out and test drive. There's no strings attached. You can just test drive a car, do a survey before and after. We serve kids ages 6 to 18. We serve kids, any youth in the community can come and become a member of the Boys and Girls Club. And we provide programming. We have our 3 pillars. It's academic success, good character and citizenship, and healthy lifestyles.
The Boys and Girls Club are still accepting students between the ages 6 and 18 years old.
The girls' tennis team has been on a tear this year, going undefeated for the season.
Overall, the team has been dominating their conference in the South 7 with very little competition.
One outstanding athlete is Sophie DiBiase, who has won the South 7 Conference Individual Championship and has been named MVP.
The girls start sectionals Friday through Saturday in Heron at 1.
This team gets along off the courts better than any team I've ever coached in any sport.
I want to win sectionals, and I want to get top 24 in state.
Good luck to the girls this weekend in their path to a state title.
I hope they can cap off such an amazing season with the W's.
Journalism is one of few senior level English classes. In this class, we work as a team to bring our broadcast formerly known as Terrier News.
Every week there is a new broadcast. This year is the first to have 2 shows. Third Hour is responsible for Tuesday's show, and Fifth Hour is Thursdays.
Mr. Dunn and Mr. Apple are the co-teachers for journalism.
Fifth Hour is definitely their favorite show. Class.
Difficult or interesting maybe to think of like different ways to approach stories. And so as before I felt like we were always very reactive to things, like the stuff that had already happened. Now I feel like we're a little bit more proactive and like previewing events, having 2 classes we can look at both, you know, the beginning of something and what actually happened in that event, whatever it was. So it's a positive, I feel like. One of the things that Fifth Hour's done that Third Hour hasn't really embraced yet are like these traditional kinds of like recurring story ideas. So for Fifth Hour, we've done Teacher of the Week and like a teacher feature kind of thing for the last few weeks. That's been really interesting and kind of, I mean, has helped students to kind of get involved in the class a little bit more. So yeah, lots of things have changed. We've become more kind of focused on what it is that we taught. We're teaching different techniques in terms of camera. We are teaching different techniques in terms of writing. We're also, like I said, a little bit more specific in terms of how we get students to think about media at large. That's been a change just for this year, that we're trying to get people to read more journalism style of stuff than we would have in the past.
In journalism, I've learned how to correctly take B-roll, how to properly use a camera, using microphones, how to get interviews, ask the correct question. I actually do enjoy this class because it's not much to do. Like regular English classes, you don't have to like do essays and stuff in here, so it's pretty fun. And it's cool to work with cameras and be a journalist. One thing that stands out is probably Mr. Dunn and how he teaches the class pretty much, and how he interacts with his students and how to help them properly and stuff like that. Being an anchor is actually really fun because you have to like try not to mess up. So I've been an anchor twice, so it's kind of fun. You know, there's actually like a lot of journalism people who out there, and they probably like they won't express it as much. So if I ever had an opportunity to be a journalism person, then I would most definitely be one.
Okay. Yes, you're really getting us out of our most productive.
Terrier News is available to everyone at terriertimesnews.com. Thank you for tuning in to Terrier News. Tune in next week. See you then.
All right.